Characters like Mulan, Katniss Everdeen and Harley Quinn are fictional figures who challenge societal boundaries, fight for empowerment and navigate their transformative journeys. Each of these women defies female expectations, pushing past obstacles and conventions to bring about the change they believe is necessary, all while completing their unique hero's arc. The female assassin has taken centre stage in action and fantasy narratives, from Marvel's Black Widow and ACOTAR's Feyre, reshaping landscapes once dominated by masculine power and outdated structures. These characters are the architects of change by reclaiming spaces often denied to women, spaces of violence, agency, and rebellion. Contemporary heroines are no longer limited to simplistic archetypes, such as the one-dimensional femme fatales. Instead, as Maria Tatar notes, we are witnessing the rise of female avengers and investigators who occupy a middle ground between heroine and trickster. This complexity long afforded to male characters is increasingly available to women in fiction, offering richer and more layered portrayals of morality and chaos. Women who are more than just wives, mothers, or damsels have now developed backstories, purposes, and responsibilities. Female assassins are no longer confined to the extremes of pure heroism or pure villainy like their male counterparts. They can exist in the grey spaces between. This reflects a broader shift in storytelling and move towards portraying women not as idealised figures, but as fully developed characters with their own flaws, desires, and agency. The trickster is a powerful, paradoxal character who blends charm, deception, and chaos with their purpose to be a catalyst of transformation in the hero's journey. The character's defining traits include adaptability and amorality. They exist on societal margins and often echo issues that humanity masks. The trickster figure appears in many guises in mythology, folklore, and dreams, often embodying the ambivalent qualities of the unconscious. And at first, the protagonists fight against their agenda, but also question their perspectives and their boundaries. Carl Jung developed the trickster archetype as a part of the collective unconscious, symbolising the shadow and primal parts of our psyche that hold repressed instincts. It is this that has a transformative potential. Joseph Campbell says the trickster represents all those possibilities of life that your mind hasn't decided it wants to deal with. The mind structures a lifestyle, and the fool or the trickster represents another whole range of possibilities. In film and media, they are often recognised as bad guys, but by testing structures and story canons, their rebellion often leads to their downfall or the completion of their hero's journey. For example, Puck from Shakespeare's A Midsummer Night's Dream, his love for pranks and causing chaos involved him turning Bottom's head into an arse and giving the wrong people love potions. His actions, while disorderly and disruptive, ultimately leads to the restoration of order, a key function of trickster figures who destabilise norms only to paradoxically allow growth or change. Similarly, Loki, the god of mischief, used their ability to shapeshift their character to deceive others. In Norse legend, he tricked the blind god Ura into killing Balder, the god of light. In the Marvel Cinematic Universe, he acted while in the guise of Odin to make the Asgardian people like him. His actions highlight the trickster's dual nature, destructive yet essential for transformation, revealing vulnerabilities in the established order. Jung says he is not just a fool, but a figure that brings enlightenment by challenging the norms and uncovering hidden aspects of the self. Like their male counterparts, the female trickster echoes these recognisable characteristics, yet in contemporary media she becomes a potent symbol of female agency and subversion from traditional gender roles. Villanelle in the BBC series Killing Eve, created by Phoebe Waller-Bridge, is a magnetic and theatrical female assassin whose power comes from her ability to destabilise those around her. Whether she's seducing, manipulating, or outwitting her pursuers, she embodies the trickster's gift, unpredictability. She cements her archetype as the antagonist figure in the opening scene when she smiles at a young girl in a cafe, but then pushes the girl's ice cream on her on the way out. Her love for theatrics with her expressive persona reveals her instinct to entertain even while she destroys. She completes her arsenal of verbal weapons with guns and steel. She weaponizes vulnerability, sexuality, and persona. Villanelle's taste for high fashion demonstrates the juxtaposing nature of female expectation of beauty to masculine, bold and psychopathic tendencies. She wears her clothes as armour and to project a desired image to fit her mission surroundings. She enjoys taking on different roles and personas to deceive others, and that added cruelty makes the impact of her trickery more despicable. For example, she wore a bold pink dress in a meeting with her handler, acting sweet and innocent despite the topics of conversation involved in her previous murderous acts. In another moment, Villanelle's decision to kill a powerful member of the 12 while dressed in a flamboyant clown suit demonstrates her instinct to humiliate and delegitimize her enemies in unpredictable ways. Her violent murders and eccentric clothing curates a unique villain who represents female liberation. She asserts full agency over her body, her choices and her identity, not repressing to appear more appealing to men and the world. The duality of hyperfemininity and brutal violence is a distinct edge to her trickster nature and part of her fascination. She embodies what Camille Paglia calls the dark side of female nature, a form of chaotic creativity and destruction that society has historically sought to repress. She is fearless, brilliant, and unapologetically talented at what she does, making her both intoxicating and terrifying to watch. This playfulness exposes a more profound cultural anxiety. Villanelle's tricks reveal structural discomfort with women who refuse to be predictable. Butler's theory of gender performativity argues that gender is not an innate quality, but a series of stylized acts that create the illusion of a stable identity. According to Butler, femininity itself is not a natural state, but a performance shaped by societal expectations. And Villanelle embodies this concept naturally. She exaggerates feminine traits and manipulates them to disarm her targets. She uses charm and her innocent appearance to trick people into trusting her. For example, she persuades a young boy to help her play a trick on his grandfather, who is her assassination target, ultimately using the boy as an unwitting accomplice. Villanelle's playful, friendly persona allows her to mask her true intentions and gain access to a victim without suspicion. She uses the assumption that a distressed young woman would be emotionally fragile and helpless to fool the psychologist. Her performance of vulnerability makes her seem harmless, allowing her to gain the information she needs. Her feminine weakness is a conscious tool. She crafts an identity that serves her mission objectives. Villanelle's manipulation of femininity reflects a larger commentary on power. By using traditional traits such as seduction and charm as weapons, Villanelle mirrors figures like the cunning Penelope in the Odyssey, who tricks her suitors with her endless weaving, or Morgana, whose craftiness consistently undermines King Arthur's court. In the scene where Villanelle breaks into Eve's house, instead of attacking her outright, Villanelle prepares dinner, asserting her dominance through domesticity. This calculated intimacy blurs the line between threat and attraction. It's unexpected, manipulative, and confusing for Eve. Villanelle's choice to invade the most private feminine-coded space, the kitchen, and she weaponizes it, flipping traditional power dynamics. Rather than using overt violence to dominate Eve, Villanelle uses calculated intimacy. This moment captures the heart of the trickster archetype, destabilizing patriarchal expectations of women, and exposes how those very expectations can be exploited, an act of subversion that mirrors broader feminist critiques of domestic roles. Villanelle destabilizes Eve's reality by disguising danger under the mask of normality. Villanelle's relationship with Eve is a constant psychological game. Her obsession teeters between affection and control by influencing Eve's curiosity and desire. Villanelle repeatedly pulls her into dangerous territory, forcing her to question her own morality. Villanelle echoes the apple in the Garden of Eden, becoming a temptress, encouraging Eve to get closer and closer until she submits. In these moments, Villanelle thrives not by rejecting femininity, but by redefining it, turning expectations against those who underestimate her. Eve's agency shifts as she is battling her desire for Villanelle, her relationships and ethics of right and wrong. Her character arc is a loss of control and sexuality in a liminal space. Villanelle embodies her desire to escape her duties and landscape that holds her captive which society dictates her to be in. Villanelle expels confidence and curiosity in Eve, which makes her a better detective, asking more questions and pushing the boundaries of her actions as an MI5 agent. The trickster changes the status of the other characters in the narrative, thus assisting them in the process of becoming themselves. A common motif is entrapment and limitation in plot lines, where the protagonist or society, who fear the trickster's power, tests the systems of flexibility. This can be physical or mental entrapment because, in society's view, the trickster character is overinflated with egotism and unpredictability, which should be restricted. Villanelle is bored in normal society. Even when she is with murderers and other assassins, it is too limiting for her and she rebels against it. She demonstrates an ongoing battle to break free from the system that tries to box her in. This is evident in the cell scene where Villanelle is physically restrained, yet her determination to escape is palpable. The cell symbolises not only a physical trap, but also a mental one, as Villanelle's identity and actions push against the boundaries that impose on her. Similarly, Eve's own breakout highlights how even those who initially oppose the trickster's chaos must eventually confront and rebel against the limitations of the systems surrounding them. Like all great tricksters, she exposes hypocrisy, particularly in the institutions like MI6 and the shadowy organisation The 12, as well as helping Eve catch the more evil killers. This reflects Turner's theory of liminality, as he argues during the liminal phases, periods of being betwixt and between social structures, traditional hierarchies are temporarily dissolved, allowing transformation and new identities to emerge. Tricksters thrive in these in-between spaces, neither fully integrated into the system nor entirely exiled from it. Like traditional male anti-heroes, her character arc never truly resolves into redemption or damnation. Instead, she remains suspended in liminality. Villanelle overall redefines what it means to be a female trickster, a figure who is not only unpredictable and destructive, but also transformative and deeply compelling. As a character suspended between rebellion and reinvention, Villanelle embodies a timeless power of the trickster to destabilize, to provoke, and to ultimately open new spaces for change.